knocked down in both rounds so far. Prince Naseem Hamed is now king, wins his first world championship.
This boxer knew from childhood that he would become a world champion. At the age of 12, he told the editor of Boxing News that the whole world would know about him. And at 26, he became one of the best boxers in the world, regardless of weight category.
I was too strong, too fast, and too good, and I'm world champ.
We are talking about the former WBO, IBF, WBC, and IBO featherweight world champion from Great Britain, Naseem Hamed, nicknamed Prince Naseem. Literally entering the ring on a magic carpet, Naseem had an extraordinary personality, encompassing a showman and a talented fighter. He caused a stir in the boxing world of the 1990s. Hamed had immense charisma and great self-confidence, and in the ring, he combined it all with crazy timing and knockout power. Let's remember how the career of this unique fighter developed and enjoy 10 of his most spectacular victories.
Do you fancy going in with him next?
I'd love to box him. I'd love to box anybody. I'd knock any featherweight out. Do you know what I mean? All I have to do is turn up. I've already won.
Naseem Hamed started boxing at the age of 6. From the start, he stood out from the other boys in the gym with his left-handed talent and colorful style. Hamed established himself as one of the brightest young talents in amateur boxing before turning pro at 18. He burst into the professional boxing scene dramatically, garnering attention with his remarkable hand speed, furious punching power, and eccentricity. Hamed stunned the audience from the first professional fight. The boxer entered the ring in leopard print shorts and knocked out the opponent in a blow to the body. Since then, he has not changed his unique colors, which has become one of his trademarks.
Arrogance. It was a good shot, Mickey. You do well to get over it. It really took the wind out of yourself.
In the second professional fight of his career, a month after the first, Naseem faced Sean Norman, who had a negative record of 1-3-1. Born on April Fool's Day, Norman had no intention of joking with this challenger. But Hamed decided to have some fun that day and smiled, mocking his opponent throughout the entire fight. Naseem's footwork was like a dance, and all this was complemented by his excellent timing. He avoided blows in time and attacked sharply. In the middle of the second minute, Norman had already hit the floor of the ring from a hard left cross. Prince Naseem began to press and attack with single punches, all the while entertaining the audience with his tricks. His departure to his corner after the gong was especially memorable. His gait was reminiscent of the acting style of the legendary Jim Carrey. The second round began with Norman trying to hit Hamed, but in response, receiving stinging jabs. Sean missed a tight right cross and barely survived in the corner of the ring. He broke free and began to escape, but Hamed did not let him go. A barrage of punches rained down on Norman, and a right cross ultimately ended the fight. This was the second early victory in the Prince's record, and Sean Norman was defeated 6 times in a row after this fight.
Stopped it. His second successive victory inside 2 rounds.
Yeah, very sharp looking stuff there. Yeah, I can forgive him for all this madness that he's at in the ring because he's got superb talent. Again, as he was finishing the kid Norman, he walked onto a punch with it. He stuck his chin up in the air, but tremendous ability to switch his position.
For his 5th fight in October of 1992, Naseem did not come out in his trademark leopard shorts. But this did not stop him from making a show even when entering the fight. His opponent was Des Gargano, an experienced fighter who had already competed in 82 professional bouts. However, Gargano had won only 27 of those fights and was on a 10-fight losing streak. Despite his weak statistics, Gargano had a strong jaw, and he had not lost many fights by knockout. When the bell rang, Hamed took the center of the ring and immediately began to apply pressure. He started with sharp jabs and then connected a series of punches. By the end of the first round, Hamed had scored 2 knockdowns on Gargano. Toward the end of the fight, Prince chased the opponent around the ring, trying to knock him out. Gargano retreated every time he felt he was in danger. Hamed dominated the fight in every way, and in the fourth round, he landed a series of uppercuts that put Gargano on his knee. At the beginning of the third minute, Hamed knocked out Gargano with a left uppercut to the liver. With this victory, Prince improved his record to 5-0, while Des Gargano went on to lose all but 6 of his next 34 fights, retiring in 1999 with a dismal record of 33, 87, and 3. In January 1994, Naseem Hamed stepped into the ring for his 10th anniversary fight against a unique character in boxing history, Peter Buckley. Known for having fought in exactly 300 professional bouts, Buckley is considered one of the most famous journeymen in Britain. Buckley's 42nd fight was his second meeting with Naseem. Their first confrontation had taken place about a year and a half prior, which lasted the full allotted time and ended with Hamed winning by decision on points. Naseem immediately began to beat his opponent. Hamed delivered a variety of punches to Buckley's head and body. In everything he did, Hamed always remained a showman, playing to the audience. He threw 10 times more punches and delivered significant blows. His explosive punches gradually shattered Buckley's defenses. In the fourth round, Peter was nearly unresponsive in the face of Hamed's attack, and at the 1-minute 47-second mark, the referee stopped this one-sided beating. Peter Buckley was unhappy with the decision, but he had already taken a lot of damage in this fight. In his entire career, Buckley lost 256 of his 300 fights, which is the second worst record in boxing history after Reggie Strickland, who lost 276 times out of 363 matches. Also in 1994, Naseem won the European Bantamweight title and the WBC Super Bantamweight belt, remaining undefeated. In March of 1995, with a record of 16-0, he made his third defense of the WBC title against the experienced Argentine Sergio Rafael Liendo. Liendo was on a series of 7 victories in a row and had become the main contender for the belt. The fight was preceded by a spectacular entrance from Prince Naseem, complete with dancing in the ring in his leopard shorts. After some initial exchanges, the champion had a slight advantage. In the second half of the round, Liendo missed a heavy uppercut, but was able to recover. It all ended in the second round. At the end of the first minute, Naseem shocked the challenger with a left hook and knocked him down with a right cross. Liendo did not fully recover, but the referee allowed the fight to continue. Immediately, Hamed rushed to the attack and with a jump, knocked the Argentinian off his feet with a left hook. It was a successful title defense and another early victory for Prince Naseem. After this fight, Sergio Liendo began to alternate victories and defeats and hung up his gloves in 2006 with a record of 63, 21, and 4.
And he went down heavily from that one because his legs weren't supporting him, his reflexes weren't what they should have been, and he went down heavily.
Hamed returned to the ring 2 months later for his next defense of his WBC belt against Mexican fighter Enrique Angeles. Angeles surprised everyone in the arena in Shepton Mallet, England, when he immediately attacked Naseem after the bell. Angeles' aggression had no effect on Hamed, who began to evade the punches and in turn punish his opponent with explosive counterattacks. At the end of the first round, Enrique Angeles received some hard punches from Naseem. In the second round, the Mexican fighter came out not so brave, and it was clear that he was being cautious. Naseem was in command of the ring and began to play for the audience, simultaneously exploding with single blows. One of these punches shocked the opponent and knocked him down. Angeles quickly got up to one knee, but could not stand. The only fight in his career outside of America ended in a knockout for him, pushing Hamed's record to 18-0, with easy wins and a new record for Naseem Hamed. 2 months later, Naseem held his next title defense against Colombian Juan Polo Perez. Perez held the IBF Super Flyweight title from 1989 to 1990 and fought for the WBA Super Lightweight title in 1994, but lost by decision. Recently, Perez had alternated victories and defeats, but he was still a contender for the belt. Naseem Hamed began with his trademark somersault through the ropes of the ring. His confidence and his advantage overflowed, and he immediately, without hesitation, began to press the Colombian fighter with his sharp attacks. Hamed's timing and footwork were top-notch as always. Prince continually taunted his opponent to play to the audience. Perez tried to pick up the pace, but his momentum quickly faded. It seemed that Hamed was not afraid of anything or anyone, and this confidence attracted many fans. The first round was taken by the champion, and the middle of the second round, he knocked down the Colombian with a sharp left cross in a jump. Perez got up, but not for long. After the next cross, he was again on the ground. The referee counted to 10, but the Colombian boxer did not get up. It was a successful fifth defense of the WBC title and another early victory. Juan Perez won only 9 victories over the next 12 years and ended his career with a record of 46, 46, and 4 in 2007.
In front of him, he knocks them down.
And he does it in good style. He does it when you least expect him to hit his man.
In the next bout, Prince Naseem moved up to the featherweight and won another WBO world title by defeating champion Steve Robinson by TKO. And in March of 1996, he made his first defense against the Nigerian Syed Laval, who had trained in Austria and fought all his battles there. He had a decent 17-1-1 record with 7 wins by knockout. Hamed's record was more impressive, 20 wins with 18 knockouts. This was the fastest victory in Naseem's career, with the battle lasting not even 1 minute. The very first punch, a left hook from Naseem, knocked down the Nigerian. Despite struggling to recover, Laval continued to fight but was thrown off balance by a well-placed jab to the jaw. Hamed then delivered a hard right uppercut to Laval's chin, causing him to fall to the mat. The referee stopped the fight in Hamed's favor after only 35 seconds. The first defense of Hamed's new title turned out to be almost too easy. Laval went on to win only 5 of his next 12 fights, all of which took place in Vienna, Austria. As soon as he traveled outside his home country, he always lost. In November 1996, Naseem Hamed defended his WBO featherweight title for the 4th time against Remigio Molina, an undefeated Argentine fighter with a record of 27-0. The two boxers faced off at the 9X Arena in Manchester, UK. Hamed's critics hoped that Molina could hand him his first defeat. Here's what happened. Molina started to fight confidently and moved well around the ring. Naseem took control and led the fight, showering his opponent with explosive punches. The Argentine showed good counterattack speed, but the champion was still faster and more successful. Especially dangerous were his uppercuts, which Molina could not defend against. Hamed won the first round. The second round followed roughly the same scenario. Molina was cautious and seemed to be a little afraid of the champion. But in the second minute, he went on the attack and caught Hamed in the exchange. Molina's attack seemed to invigorate Hamed, who escaped the blows of the Argentinian and counterattacked with a series of accurate punches to the head, followed by a few more successful hits. Hamed sensed that the end was near and kept pressing forward. Molina fired back as best as he could, but the champion, smiling, still overtook him with a combination of a right uppercut and a left cross. The Argentinian was able to get up, and his main task was to reach the end of the round. But Prince Naseem put an end to this confrontation with his signature jumping uppercut. Molina was badly shaken, and the referee stopped the fight. This was Molina's first defeat and another successful defense of Hamed's title. In the next fight, Naseem Hamed defeated IBF title holder Tom Johnson and secured the World Featherweight Championship in 2 versions. He made his first defense in May of 1997 against British veteran and European champion Billy Hardy. As soon as the bell rang, Hamed began to press, exploding with unexpected attacks.
He snaps his left eye. Again.
After several more successful defenses, it was announced that Naseem Hamed would make his U.S. debut and another defense of the WBO belt against former WBC featherweight champion Kevin Kelly in December of 1997. The American, nicknamed the Flushing Flash, had an impressive record of 37-0 and was an undefeated fighter with a world championship title. Kelly held and defended the WBC title until he lost by TKO to Mexican Alejandro Martin Gonzalez after failing to come out in the 11th round due to swollen eyes. Since then, he has won 6 victories, 2 draws, and won the WBA featherweight title, earning the right to challenge Prince Naseem. This fight was a spectacular display of skill and resilience as both fighters were knocked down and were on the verge of a knockout, but only one emerged victorious. Hamed started more aggressively, putting pressure on Kelly but not taking many risks. Kelly aimed to counter the Briton's unorthodox fighting style. A minute before the end of the first round, Naseem cornered the American, but Kelly was able to catch Hamed with a right hook that knocked him down. Although the blow was heavy, Hamed quickly jumped to his feet and was able to box until the end of the round. Kelly started the second round as the aggressor, landing more punches. He first shocked the champion with a left hook and then added a right hook, causing Hamed to touch the floor with his gloves to avoid falling.
Good shot. Chris Naseem's glove. He's getting beat up right now. Kevin Kelly looks like he slipped in the corner. That was a slip. Another big right hit.
Kevin Kelly was successful at breaking through Hamed's defenses, but he ran into the right cross and got his first knockdown.
Folks, now it's turning into a slugfest. Kevin Kelly's trying to end this right now.
In the first half of the third round, Kelly continued his success, landing more punches, but then Hamed took control of the fight towards the end of the round.
Kelly takes a good shot from Prince Naseem. Good inside shot by Naseem.
In the fourth round, the boxers immediately exchanged blows, where the American was more successful.
Overhand shots. Naseem tumbled with Kevin Kelly. Another reaching.
About a minute and a half into the round, Hamed landed first a left hook, then a jumping left cross that sent Kelly down a second time. Kelly was able to continue, but the Prince continued to deliver powerful blows. Kelly tried to answer and landed a right hook on Hamed, causing him to touch the canvas again and earn a third knockdown.
Naseem Hamed's glove touched the ground.
Kelly continued to attack. However, Hamed was able to take the punches and then land a heavy left hook that sent Kelly to the floor a third time. Kevin was able to rise at the count of 10, but he was still shaken. At around 2 minutes 27 seconds of the fourth round, Prince Naseem won by knockout in this difficult fight. Hamed impressed the American audience and attracted even more fans. More than 20 years have passed since the last fight of Naseem Hamed, the British boxing legend who made noise in the less popular bantamweight and featherweight divisions. The career of Prince Naseem lasted only 10 years, but contained more impressive moments than some of his contemporaries. Although some considered him flamboyant and even arrogant, Prince Naseem was adored by many for his daring and exciting performances in the ring. He wasn't afraid to engage in a brawl, but he rarely emerged from it worse for wear. Hamed's impact on the sport can still be seen today, as he has inspired countless boxing and MMA champions including Tyson Fury, Conor McGregor, and Floyd Mayweather. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like, leave us a comment, and hit the bell to turn on notifications so you won't miss our next videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so right now. See you next time in the ring.